Welcome to What's What, the internet game show full of nerdy impersonations, interpretations, and thoughtful deliberations. Starring your puzzle master, clue giver, and personal impersonator, Mark Bayne.
I love everyone in this call.
Some aquatic mammals at the zoo escaped. It was otter chaos. Welcome back, Joe.
Hello.
I made a pun about the wind, but it blows. Welcome back, Margery Bayne.
Woo!
I'm your host, Eric Bayne. And everyone, see my screen.
He said it.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
In Where on the Pale Blue Dot, Mark will describe a landmark, location, or world wonder in a series of increasingly specific prepositional phrases in the style of the late, great Carl Sagan.
Somewhere in the cosmos, this conductive structure stands as a testament to freedom. Give me your tired, your poor Margery.
A Statue of Liberty.
That is the Statue of Liberty.
Somewhere in the cosmos, on this nation shaped like a boot, this structure often posed within selfies and architectural support, Margery.
The Leaning Tower of Pisa.
That is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. There's a whole lot of Bane energy happening.
Sorry, Joe. There. Before you got on, I said I'm not here to have fun. I'm here to win.
Okay.
Just
I'm not here to do either. I'm having a terrible time.
Crack open your drink now.
That's gonna make the trailer. Your next clue.
Somewhere in the cosmos, as our Earth revolves around the sun and time is always moving, the people of Earth, the Druids, constructed a structure. I saw Joe's hand first.
Stonehenge?
It is Stonehenge.
That is correct.
Once used to contain grain and other large mammals. No, that can't be right.
And Doctor Who.
I have to do a costume change in the size of Harry Potter's bedroom.
It's nice Jack lets you have a place to sleep at night.
You have no idea. Joe, you mentioned you have some new Tron toys. Is that what you said?
I do. I have done one of my nerdy hyper-focused things where I buy one action figure and then decide to make a little whole display because my sister went to Disney and got me the Tron Identity disc. And so it's probably hard to see on there, but
no, it's
I
pretty
just
good.
got some cool figures, yeah, and they all light up. And then also I have a cool Tyrant figure too that I got for my for Christmas.
Now, what I'm worried about is that Toy Story 5's, the Toy Story reboot is not happening in Joe's living room, but I think it should because that would be lit.
It would be the way you see my whole living room. That would be a party.
I feel like a Small Soldiers.
Yeah.
It would, yeah.
There's a dope reference from the 90s. I like that.
Love that movie.
Great movie. Can everyone see my screen? In Court or Sport, we'll share a term with you that may be associated with the American legal system or may be associated with sports. Contestants can ask Mark to use in a sentence. Full disclosure, neither Mark nor I are lawyers and don't know a lot about sports ball. Your first clue.
Mobile goods. Mobile goods.
Margery, we'll start with you. Would you like to hear mobile goods used in a court sentence or sport sentence?
A court sentence, please.
Your Honor, when I was given the position of captain of the Enterprise, I thought that my Lieutenant Commander Data would be a person and a subordinate and a friend. And now you're telling me he is nothing but mobile goods to be transported and experimented on, and I will not stand for it.
You didn't use that in the context of the legal setting at all. Fantastic.
Yeah. That episode.
That's a trial episode.
Yeah. I know it's a trial episode.
And can I tell you, I thought you were doing like the Futurama chicken court voice until like that's where it started for me.
I had to warm into the Stewart.
Yeah, you got there. You got there, but at first I was like, is he doing the Futurama chicken court voice?
Margery, is mobile goods a court term or sport term?
Yeah, read it. Court.
Joe, to you.
Court.
That is a point
Is
for
that-
both contestants.
that's
Mobile
the-
goods is a court term.
He gave the game away with that quote because I just watched that episode not too long ago.
I can guarantee I probably didn't use it correctly. I'm just guessing at which way to put this in. I don't know.
Oh, okay. You could have told me that was in the show. I would have.
That was exactly, that was word for word. Next clue.
Yorker.
Joe, would you like to hear Yorker in a court sentence or sport sentence?
I'd like to hear it in a sports sentence, please.
That's right, Jim. Now, if you see the way he throws the ball to the 40-yard line, he really reaches up there. Oh, yeah, that's right, Craig. You can really see his Yorker when he stretches and, yeah, gets a good grasp of the ball. And you see the Yorker run up and say that he didn't quite make the 15 yards.
Joe, is Yorker a court term or a sport term?
I'm gonna just lean with what it feels like for me, a sport term.
Margery, to you.
Sophie agrees.
I'm also going sport.
That is a point for both contestants. Yorker is, in fact, a sport term.
Trust territory.
Joe, would you like to hear that in a court sentence or sport sentence?
I think I'm gonna go with a court sentence.
Your Honor, when I was presented the case from the defense, I was expected a certain level of respect and a certain level of confiding evidence with each other per the documentation that we agreed upon and with Your Honor, that your Justice Department. And I don't feel like there's been a lot of trust territory between these few departments. And I would really appreciate recess for my client as we determine these set of circumstances.
Exceptional. Joe, is trust territory a court term or sport term?
I wrote sport, even though I'm kind of leaning towards court, but I'm gonna be true to what I think. So
Margery, to you.
Yeah, similarly, when you share information in court, that's called discovery, and wasn't used, so I'm going sport.
That is a point for neither contestant. Trust territory
Wow,
is
we played
a
it
court
ourselves.
term.
Just because I forgot the word discovery doesn't mean it's not true. Again, I was guessing at all of this.
I thought you might have been using it kind of in the same thing as discovery, so that's...
Well, I'm not a very good lawyer now.
I
am
mean,
I?
That's
the
a
great
whole
part about
different
these
Star
hints-
Trek series.
Yeah, the great part about these hints are they're not really hints.
Margaret, we heard from Sister about Sister's podcast. Can you tell us about that and or other books you're writing that we will be interested in?
Okay, so yeah, me and sister, Allie, have a podcast called A Pot of Maths and Methods, available anywhere you may listen, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, tons of places online. And it is a read-along podcast to the Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas, which Allie is a super fan of, and I am a brand new reader. And she brings the research and the fangirling, and I bring my opinions as a writer and a librarian, and honestly, at some points, making some really good predictions and then being right, which makes me feel like a smarty pants.
Well, if it's
yeah.
predictable, it's not bad writing. It means it's good writing. So that's...
Yes, I know. You're quoting me.
I know. I was about to say that's something you taught me, which...
Can everyone see my screen? In Murica Cinematic Universe, we'll give you a made-up quote from or about an American historical or pop culture icon in the style of quippy dialogue similar to that used in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Your job is to guess which American historical or pop culture icon is being referenced.
For the sake of America, we're implementing a new rule. You have to salute to buzz in.
Amazing. I like
Love that.
Those car guys are gonna hate us.
The names.
We'll take a last name.
Yeah, don't worry. You'll never be wrong.
Margery.
The Wright brothers.
That is the Wright brothers.
I was thinking of like one of their names is like Orville, right?
Yep.
And I was
And
thinking
Wilbur.
Orville. That's not their name. That's the popcorn guy. That took me.
Those
Orville
are,
Redenbacher.
Also the names of
Redenbacher.
the albatrosses in both Disney rescuer films, Orville and Wilbur. Your next clue.
Without me, you boys would be lost. Like, really lost. Like, up a creek without a canoe lost. Joe?
That George Washington.
Not quite. Margery?
Sacagawea?
That is Sacagawea.
I just want to be heard. I just want my heart.
I have no idea. Because these are American figures, right?
Yes, not Whiplash from Iron Man 2. I want my bird. Margery?
Is it Alexander Graham Bell?
Yep.
My God, you're good.
Margery also has lived with us for decades at some point in our lives, so that helps.
Just a huge Luddite. I don't know anything.
He just saves lives.
If it doesn't come in action figure form, I don't know about it.
This is the MCU, buddy. I look around at us, and you know what I see? Losers. Joe.
Donald Trump.
Margery.
Is it Robert E. Lee?
Yep. That was Robert E. Lee.
Emphasis on the Southern, perhaps a little Kentucky.
Yeah, that's not quite Virginian, but you know.
Oh, I was going way south.
No, he's from Virginia. Well, that ends our episode of What's What Season 2. Thank you both so much for joining us. It was an absolute pleasure having you. Margery pulled out ahead with just a few more points than Joe, but it was a close game.